Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to create the perfect curl. So I've already dried my hair. I've used a volumizing spray to get as much root lift as possible and just smoothed over the ends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a sectioning clip and I'm just going to separate the top from the bottom. You should be able to do this in, I would say, 3 sections. If you want a loose wave. So we've got from ear to ear, I've sectioned off that bottom. I'm then going to separate into 2 sides, left side and right side, and I would estimate 2 curls on either side. So if you want absolute root lift and volume, I would always recommend curling and then rolling the curl. I've done one of these tutorials on Hollywood waves. So you curl the hair and then you roll it back on itself and you leave it to set. I'm not going to do that today, but I will show you the best way to curl. So if you take 2 sections either side, and what we're going to do is we're going to get a GHD straightener. You can use curling wands, curling tongs. This is just my personal preference. I feel like you can control the heat. The heat is even across the 2 plates, and it smooths as well as curls. So I always go in at the root because we want some lift up, and then as you pull it down, start twisting the straightener as you're bringing it down, like so, and it curls back on itself. So I always say, imagine like when you're trying to curl ribbon, you know, with scissors, you put the scissors on and you pull out, but you twist it as you pull it. So I'll show you again, but this time I'm going to curl it the other way. So I'm going in and I'm going away from my face and I'm twisting as I'm pulling it away from my head and twisting. So you get a curl. Okay? Easy as that, right? If you want it curlier, you start twisting earlier. Okay? So when you twist, that's when you get the curl. When you pull it straight, that's when you get the straight. Makes sense. Okay, so then we're going to do the same on the other side. I haven't got quite as much hair on this side, but again, we're putting the straightener in at the root. We're pulling it up for some lift, and then as we're pulling it out, we're twisting. Sorry, it's hard to do this and look in the mirror at the same time. Okay, and then the other way. So we're putting it in. And we're pulling it away from the face. As we're pulling, we're twisting to create a curl. Okay, so that's my first section. You repeat all sections until you get to the top. Second section is from recession to recession, so where your hair naturally goes backwards. Again, just get rid of that bit of hair with a sectioning clip. You can get these in Boots. So then we've got a wider part of the head now, so we need to do more than just 2 curls. So I would say maybe 3 on each side, depending on the size of your head. The other thing about pinning these up makes it easier when you get to this next section because you're not picking up this curl. So we're going to just take a section. The bigger the sections, the looser the curl as well. If you take a big section, you've got more hair to curl, so you're naturally going to get a softer curl. If you take a smaller section, you'll get a smaller curl. So I'm going to show you now. If we take a section this big and we put the straightener in, twisting as we're pulling down, twisting as we're going down, you can see we've got quite a curl. Do you see? It's a real ringlet. Whereas if I take a bigger section, got more hair to curl around, twisting as I'm pulling, always twisting as you're pulling. As you pull it down, you will see we'll get a much bigger curl. You see? Also, if you curl it and it is too curly, just run the straighteners over it and it just relaxes that curl. You see, it's just made it a lot looser, so you can just pull it down with the straighteners. Also, if you don't like a curly end, some people much prefer a straight end. You can just get that end there, put your straightener in and straighten over it. See? So you can see with the GHD, it's quite versatile. There are so many different things you can do. With a curling tong, it's curly. That's it. If it goes too curly, you can't smooth it out. You can't add lift. So I will always favour a GHD. So we'll just keep going. My hair looks really, really red in this video. It's not. So if you've got shorter layers, it is going to spring up. There is absolutely nothing you can do about that. If you want curly curls in your hair, it is always going to spring up. So just be aware that if you have got shorter hair, you're going to lose your length. Okay? And the tighter the curls, the shorter it will go. There's a straight bit in there. If you get a little bit that's got a bit of product in, just brush it out, because what will happen is it will get stuck as you're going down the shaft of the hair. So always kind of brush out any tacky bits. And the same over this side. Always away from the face. Always away from the face. I think you end up looking a little bit, what's her name? Oh my god, I can't think of her name. What's her name? It's going to drive me nuts. The little girl with the blonde, real curls. She was a little film star. Can't remember what her name was. So anyway, so don't forget to turn your straighteners off. So that is me curled. Everything is been curled. There is no straight hair left. The fringe is slightly softer. So now, I mean, you could leave it like this, but it is a little bit ringlety. So now I always get a wide tooth comb or a like a paddle brush, or you can just use your fingers, and starting from here, just run your fingers through the curls. And what that will do is it will just soften them and relax them. It will separate them. Can you see the difference? So just raking your fingers. Okay, so really give it a good shake. Get all of that wax moving, because what can happen sometimes, it can get stuck in the nozzle. And what I do is I literally pick the curls up. The more you put on, the bigger the curls are going to get. So be gentle with it. That's all I'm going to say. Smells incredible. Spray on. Again, this is by Goldwell, and it is big finish. This is going to secure your curls and make sure that they don't move. So again, just from kind of the underneath, lifting as you spray.